Aloha and welcome back to my channel. My name is Kanani and I am super excited to share with you today's videos because it's a look into what it's like to take one of my classes or take my workshops. When I travel around the world and teach workshops, it's actually a great opportunity for me to really grow and learn as a teacher. And it's funny because when I watch back this video, I'm like, wow, I'm a lot more confident in my teaching, and you can kind of see that. And not that this video is about me, it's really about everything. It's about how I teach, what I teach, as well as a beautiful exchange between dancers and movement and understanding of this dance. If you don't know anything about me, I teach Tahitian dancing as well as other Polynesian islands, but Tahitian dancing has definitely been my forte and the thing that I focus on the most lately. But as we now have opened up our own studio, I will be diving back into the other Polynesian islands and their dances. But anyway, in this video, I did a technique workshop with a pupu'ori named rai'here'ura, and it was a wonderful experience. The dancers were super eager and excited to learn. And, you know, something that I really want to point out is that when you're in dance class, it's not an overwhelming situation, but you're definitely there's a lot of information thrown at you. You're challenged constantly. At least in my classes, I really like to give them some sort of challenge or exercise, and they get to work through it. So one of the first clips, you'll just kind of hear me say something about making sure you're doing everything correct. And something that I really drill in my workshops or in my teaching in my classes is that dancers need time and space. They really need to not be thrown all this information at them without a moment for them to catch up in their brain. And so being a dancer myself, the way that I teach is with the heart of a dancer, because I know how hard it is to learn in a class. Everyone has different learning abilities and learning needs. And so I really try my best to just navigate that around the room. Some people like to go really fast because their brain and body work really fast, while others like to go slow. Something about how I teach technique workshops, for example, specifically technique, which is what this video will showcase at the end, is just muscle memory, body weight, engagement of muscles, which is something I never learned when I was younger. It wasn't really about your muscle. It was you're so focused on the hips, you're so focused on just a straight arm, but I just don't really ever remember being talked about with thighs or certain muscle groups that will help execute the movement at the best. And so I just want to bring you into what it's like to take my class. As you watch these videos, watch them with positivity that these dancers are even going for it and trying it. I know for me, every time I try a new exercise, if I've tried yoga or if I've tried a different dance class or whatever it may be, I'm always really shy and really nervous. But every single time I go to a dance workshop where I'm teaching a bunch of between beginner all the way to advanced dancers, it's such a moment for me to reflect on, wow, these dancers didn't grow up with this, and they're starting at the age of 35 and they're coming to dance class every week. And that's something that I really love. And I don't know every single dancer in this video, their personal dance life or career or story, but I do know that I can tell by their body language and the way that they're dancing that they're on the more beginner level. And it's so motivating to me to see all these people take on new challenges and new art forms and new dances and just go for it. Come to a workshop that I'm teaching at. I'm a guest teacher. Not everybody wants to take those opportunities. The footage is very raw footage. It's barely edited, and I just do a little voiceover over it. Something I want to showcase is that this is a real look into what a class looks like. So you see dancers not giving up, but taking a break, getting hot and sweaty, thinking about it, thinking really hard about the movements or exercise that I gave them. And that's my favorite thing watching back this video, is because it's not a montage, which I love. I love a montage, but this is showing exactly what it's like to go through a class, to feel challenged or to feel failing or to feel you're succeeding in class. It's a whole process, and it really brings you into what it's like to be a dancer, at the core. And so I really hope you enjoy it.
You don't have to go fast, but you have to do it correct.
So in this part of the video, I was walking around the room, making sure that their feet were placed correctly, not too separated or not too close, making sure their body weight was centered and not forward or back, making sure their shoulders, core were engaged, as well as their thighs, making sure we're squeezing thighs, waking up muscles, and then adding the chin, making sure the chin is lifted, presented well, making sure you feel graceful as you do these very aggressive moves. My favorite part about technique workshops in person specifically is so that I can be hands-on. And one really important factor factor I like to apply to my technique workshops is giving the dancers a time to catch up in their brain and body. So when I throw information at you, if I just throw it at you and expect you to get it perfect the first time, that's not very reasonable. So I like to do a moment in class where everybody just feels their own body, looks at themselves in the mirror, and has a moment to move at their pace, applying the information and the tips that I gave them. At this point in the workshop, we were doing fa'arapu training, and I didn't get to film the first round that we did it, but what happened was that they attacked it with so much effort, so much energy, and so much excitement to get to the fa'arapu and do it well, but they didn't do it with any focus on muscle groups. So I had paused that round, and once we restarted, and I had reminded them to look at their body and feel their body, and then the result was just amazing.
So my favorite thing, and a lot of times, because you have your teachers here, I know they told you the same thing, right? Because when I corrected you, you all did it. So why didn't you do it the first time? Because you know, your body knows what to do, so don't forget that as a dancer. That's your responsibility after teachers have done their responsibility, right? You know what to do. So do it again and do it longer. So now it's the stamina. Here we go.
And now we're doing round 3 of fa'arapu, where they really put a lot of attention to detail and cleaned up within 5 minutes of training it. It's honestly a lot of times just a reminder. It's in you, and you just need to take a breath, not feel stressed, not feel rushed, and then your movement will come back together. I want to highlight the fact that to do all of this is a lot of work, and it doesn't look pretty all the time. And I really appreciated these dancers, because as hard as it got, I felt like they kept trying to come back and give me more. And with more encouragement from a teacher, the student will always come back. So I was walking around the room, giving them advice, giving them love and encouragement, and they would come back. And I don't expect them to be robots and do amazing the whole time. I just asked them in the beginning of the workshop to always give me 100%. And it doesn't have to be 100% perfect. It has to be 100% effort. And then we guide them through the technique to then feel more confident in their movement to be able to do it longer as we were training the endurance section. So that's basically the whole video, just a small snippet of what it's like to take my class. If you are interested in classes with me, you can check out either my personal website, kananilokelani.com, or our pupu'ori, our dance studio workshop website here in Fresno, falepolynesia.com. If you don't know who Fale Polynesia is, we are a in-person studio in Fresno, California, which is in the Central Valley of California, and we teach hula, Samoan, and oritaiti, and in time we will also be reaching the other islands within the Pacific. But for now, as we continue to open our classes for the first year ever, those are the islands that we are focusing on. Something I want to share with you is to really take the risk. So if this interests you and you just have a hesitation or you're just feeling weird, it never hurts to take a trial class on my YouTube channel. I have like free classes you can take to see if you check it out. If you're here in Fresno, call me, text me, email me. We have free workouts and free classes, or you can always just drop into a class and then see if you like it. And if you like it, then you can enroll into our studio. But it's like really important to go for it, have fun, love it, live it, and just like do the thing and not be afraid or be scared of anything. So that's my encouragement for you today, and I hope you enjoyed the video, and I'll see you in the next one. Bye.